Well, hello there. How are you doing today? I hope everything is just fine and dandy in your part of the realm. And it's time yet again to take a stroll through the strange realm we find ourselves in.
So, you know what's funny about this guy that was clearly wearing a mask on Fox News is that they very clearly wanted you to see that he is wearing a mask. And they're not about to just accidentally do something like this. First of all, the realistic masks come down a lot further than this. This is how far they typically come down. They come down to like your chest. They don't just stop right here. The masks come down very far, so it doesn't really matter what type of shirt you're gonna wear. The bottom of it is gonna be covered. And not to mention the fact that he doesn't even blink once and looks very different from other interviews. See, like this barely even looks like the same guy. And you see how he has like a steady blink now every couple of seconds? The other video, he didn't do that.
The president has time on his hands. He controls the narrative. He controls the strike capabilities. And you have no claims for surcharge or approving. Those two things are irreversibly, and the president knows.
I think what it was supposed to say there was irreversible, not irreversibly. And you understand why I say it and not he, right? See, because you're allowed to talk about how things are staged or how people are actors or how they're wearing masks, but you're not allowed to say the other thing. So just like everything else that's the biggest news of the day, this is clearly something that they want you to be aware of. Most people are starting to catch on now that AI is being used on us. So they're trying to mask that, literally. You got to think about why they're being so obvious about certain things.
Well, I mean, it's a good question, isn't it? Why are some things so obvious and allowed to be, pushed out there and watched by everyone, and not allowed to be, but are actually pushed out? Like that video that went everywhere. So, if that's, just us spotting them wearing a mask, why is it allowed? We know how they censor things. I mean, just my channel, right? On this channel, they've got AI now that censors me from talking, mutes me while the video's uploading, right? So they can do that, but they let that, clip go out and go viral. So it is a good question. And, so he suggested it might be AI, and there's a good chance that it is. It did, he did look a bit smooth, didn't he, in that second one? But then the question is why? Why do they want us to believe this? Why do they want us to think that it's all this big show and they're changing characters and people aren't who they seem to be? Like, what's the agenda? I haven't worked this one out yet, but please let me know your thoughts on it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the future of packaging. We found a way of making products that look like plastics, feel like plastics, and even perform just like plastics, but they decompose at the end of their lifetime. My name is Joseph Guthero, and I am the UN Young Champion of the Earth. We produce this out of water hyacinth, the world's most invasive aquatic weed. It's a weed that grows on top of lakes and waterways in more than 70 countries around the world, mostly in the global south. Blocks fishing, navigation, irrigation, kills fish, and is even a breeding ground for mosquitoes that then cause malaria to the local communities. It reproduces incredibly fast, every 6 to 12 days, and that's why it's so hard to manage. I found out that by extracting the cellulose out of the plant, we can make a product that's just as flexible, durable, and performing just like plastics. At my startup, HirePack, we now work together with these affected fishing communities to harvest the water hyacinth for us and dry it, and by doing that they earn money. So far creating over 45 green jobs for them. Just as you would break up from a toxic relationship. Let's break up from a toxic relationship with plastics. It is time to let single-use plastics remain single.
Some good news. I mean, that's awesome, right? Making basically natural eco plastic just out of a water plant, a water hyacinth. Yeah, I mean, there is good stuff going on out there, right? It's a pity that he's, joined up with the UN and all that kind of stuff. But, once the technology, the information gets out, then, we can do something with it, right? Like we need to start our own industries. If people know how to do this kind of stuff, then we should be doing it, right? Because I think this is the only way out. We've just got to starve the beast, stop using their products and consuming their possessions, and, you know, come up with the answers, because I think we've already got all the answers. We just need to get them out there and start them without telling the Allies our plans.
What the hell just happened in the Philippines? I want everybody to watch this video with me real quick, okay? This is known as the Mayon volcano, the most beautiful and perfectly shaped volcano in the entire world, also the most active volcano in the Philippines. And look at this shit. Does that look normal to anybody? That is a meteor, and it's weird considering what happened just moments after. First of all, once again, this is the Mayon volcano, okay? The Philippines' most active volcano. It is a stratovolcano on the Pacific Ring of Fire. And since 1616, Mayon has erupted 47 times. Which makes me wonder, is there something else going on around this volcano in the Ring of Fire, especially when, once again, considering what you can obviously see on the live stream? If you were to go watch the live stream of that volcano erupting, which I will link it down below in the comments so you guys can go watch it for yourselves, you will notice an anomaly at 22:33:24. A white object goes by on the right side of the volcano, leaving an obvious trail behind it. It seems to be flying perfectly straight and not towards the earth. So now I'm just curious as to where that meteor had actually landed. I'm just saying, people, it's 2026. At this point, anything could fucking happen.
And it is. Anything is happening. Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of meteors. It was last week, about a week ago, everywhere across the realm. There were many of them. And it was actually a bit of a prophecy put out by some people about, you know, a change, right? A change in the frequency. And, well, I definitely felt a bit weird for the few days after that. Let me know how you felt. You know, if you had a few, you know, a couple of days ago, how was all the energy feeling for you? But what are meteors, right? What are volcanoes? I mean, these are bigger questions, right? I mean, I don't think it's falling from space, obviously. So what is that? What did come flying down? I didn't see the other thing, the UFO going horizontal. You'll have to rewind if you didn't catch that, I guess. But you know, that's obviously to push the alien agenda, right? And the meteors, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I haven't looked into it. Is there an impact crater? Because that's the first thing, right? Are they actually some solid thing like they're telling us, or is it just, you know, holograms and things like this projected up into the sky? Who knows? It's just so weird at the moment. It's getting fun, shall we say, to work all this out. What is going on? What do you think's going on?
If you're into the occult and esoteric, you have definitely heard of Freemasons and Templars. Well, today I'm going to talk about the Templars. Now, before you think, wow, these organizations are so evil, yes, or allegedly, yes, but they were not always like this. Like with anything holy and good, it will always be infiltrated. Just look at human history. Good things are always ruined by evil or the fallen angelic entities, whatever you want to call them. This might look familiar, but this is not the Kabbalah. This is the Kathara, another version of the Kabbalah that pretends to be the one and only answer, but this is the true answer. If you're not familiar with Ashayana Dean's work, you should really research her. But anyway, the Kathara grid is the original template. And if you look at here, it says, well, all the way up here, it says a universal Templar complex, 12 primary stargates. Now, if you look at the structure of the Kathara grid, it is very geometric compared to a Kabbalah, which looks like it's missing something. I've always looked at the Kabbalah and be like, there's something wrong with this. Like, I feel like it's not the truth. And I was right. Just look at the Kathara grid. It becomes this. Doesn't that look familiar? I'll give you another example. A Templar cross. Ashayana Dean taught this. And this is a better rendition of where that Templar cross came from. You're more of a visual learner. But I would say this is a good enough explanation. So the Templars were an elite Catholic military order formed to protect the Holy Land pilgrims, or so they say. But notice how it says Holy Land and protect, which is true. The original Templars back when we had cosmic and spiritual knowledge, was meant to protect the Stargates. It was Stargate Protector Knights. But as with anything, the fallen angels have infiltrated it. Now the word Templars and also Freemasons actually used to be a good thing. Templar also used to be a good thing, have been infiltrated and now used to hoard and lock the Stargates to their own advantage. I'll give you a better example. If you have a treasure chest full of the most precious gems in the world, and you only allow people of your own kind to even see or touch the gems, if I'm an evil person, I would pretend to be one of you guys. I would pretend to be holy and nice and God-fearing, just so I can join, just so I can take your precious jewels. Which is exactly what happened with the Templars and Freemasons. It used to be a good thing. It used to be a holy thing. It used to be about protecting sovereignty, protecting the Stargates. And now look what it's turned into. Kind of like what happened with the country that starts with I and ends with L. Apparently it's God's chosen people, but they don't seem very nice or kind. Are they even the real ones anymore? Have they been infiltrated? I don't know. You connect the dots.
What do you reckon? Have they been infiltrated? I mean, I agree. All secret societies, I think, the old ones, not the ones that have been created recently, like Skull and Bones, but, the old ones, the Freemasons, the Templars, all these different types. I think they were good. They may have even started off as guilds, right? But they've been infiltrated by the Whisperers, the L-ites, right? Fallen angels, if you like. That's just another name for them, for in the Christian vernacular. But there's definitely something down here, right, that gets into the minds of men and corrupts it. And that's why, the ones that go and do that to all the old, whatever they were, right, the emperors, kings, I don't know what they were, the higher ups, probably more the spiritual people, the Whisperers got in their ears, right, and started, putting whispers in and saying, oh, well, your enemy's going to do this. They're going to come and attack you and steal your stuff. And this is how war started, right? Because it was all just this evil whispering into people's ears. I want to know more about the Stargates that they were protecting. I've been looking into sort of star forts. Are they Stargates? But that research is continuing, so you'll have to hold on for that one.
Seven blessings, my lady.
Blessings.
Have you ever held a blade before?
No.
Take this blade.
No! That's dangerous. What are you doing?
You must defend yourself.
No, from whom? What? Well, let me see it, but I'm not going to kill anyone, eh? Wow. Oh, it's cool. Be careful, eh?
Join the Night's Watch and fight for the realms of men.
No, no.
No? Why not?
I don't kill anyone. I just love and feed people. Come, Samuel.
You feed people?
Yes. You want to come for dinner at my home?
What are you making?
I'm making tacos, like with Mexican food, darling. My husband is Mexican, so he likes Mexican food.
I like Mexican food.
You're invited if you want, but leave your sword in the garage.
Okay. Do you want me to bring something?
No, for true, no. Don't bring anything. Eh? We don't need anything.
I'll bring something. I'll bring a pumpkin pie.
All right.
Well, that was nice, wasn't it? And there's some more solutions. How do we save the realm? Well, just join the Knight's Guard. There you go.
She exposes China for lying. She exposes China for lying about their population.
Listen to this lady call out China for lying about.
She exposes China for lying about their population.
Listen to this lady call out China for lying about their population since basically World War II. And her reasoning is pretty valid. Take a listen and let me know what you guys think. Has China really been lying about their population? It kind of makes sense as to why they would. It's much more intimidating militarily. It's actually a very smart move. Let me know what you guys think in the comments.
You are ready for the number?
Yes.
At one point, I projected under 400 million.
What?
500 million. Under 500 million.
Under 500 million.
Mm-hmm.
So you think that they have a very similar population to the United States and China?
Yes.
Wow.
There's 1 billion people missing.
And this goes back to what we were saying in the beginning or earlier in the podcast with all of the fake IDs and all of this stuff being found out.
Yeah, there's possibly 1 billion people missing. It's not a demographic question, Danny. It's a mathematical question. Let me ask you. It takes a couple to have 2 children to replace themselves, right?
Yes.
If every couple produces 2 children,
the population stays level.
Right. So do you know how many children does every woman needs to have in her lifetime in order to triple its population in 50 years?
To triple its population in 50 years,
Or
you have what? Let me guess. I'm terrible at math.
I'll give you the answer. Okay. I asked AI. It's a crazy mathematical. If a country needs to triple or grow its population by 2.5 times, let's just say 2.5 times,
okay,
over a span of 50 years,
5 kids.
Each woman, you're right. Each woman needs to give birth on average between 4.5 to 5.5 children.
Wow.
Okay. Now China grew its population officially from 1950. That's when the CCP took over to control. Okay, China's population in 1950 was about 500 million. In the year 2000, 50 years later, China's population was about 1.27 billion. Okay, so it grew 2.5 times, right? From 500 million to 1.27 billion. That's 2.5 times over 50 years. Chinese women did not have, on average, have 5 children because of the one-child policy.
Yes.
Because of the Great Famine. Because of the Great Famine, tens of millions of people died. Because of Cultural Revolution. So China, from one political movement to another, and then to almost 4 decades of single-child policy, there's no way Chinese women had 5 kids.
She exposes China for lying about their population.
Listen to this lady call out China for lying about their population since basically World War II. And her reasoning is pretty valid. Take a listen and let me know what you guys think. Has China really been lying about their population? It kind of makes sense as to why they would. It's much more intimidating militarily. It's actually a very smart move. Let me know what you guys think in the comments.
You are ready for the number?
Yes.
At one point, I projected under 400 million.
What?
500 million. Under 500 million.
Under 500 million.
Mm-hmm.
So you think that they have a very similar population to the United States and China?
Yes. Wow. There's 1 billion people missing.
And this goes back to what we were saying in the beginning or earlier in the podcast with all of the fake IDs and all of this stuff being found out.
Yeah, there's possibly 1 billion people missing. It's not a demographic question, Jenny. It's a mathematical question. Let me ask you. It takes a couple to have 2 children to replace themselves, right?
Yes.
If every couple produces 2 children,
The population stinks level.
right? So, do you know how many children does every woman needs to have in her lifetime in order to triple its population in 50 years?
To triple its population in 50 years, you need to have what? Let me guess. I'm terrible at math.
I'll give you the answer.
Okay.
I asked AI. It's a crazy mathematical. If a country needs to triple or grow its population by 2.5 times, let's just say 2.5 times,
Okay.
over a span of 50 years,
5 kids.
each woman, you're right, each woman needs to give birth on average between 4.5 to 5.5 children.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, China grew its population officially from 1950, that's when the CCP took over to control. Okay, China's population in 1950 was about 500 million. In the year 2000, 50 years later, China's population was about 1.27 billion. Okay, so it grew 2.5 times, right? From 500 million to 1.27 billion. That's 2.5 times over 50 years. Chinese women did not have, on average, have 5 children because of the one-child policy.
Yes.
Because of the Great Famine. Because of the Great Famine, tens of millions of people died. Because of Cultural Revolution. So China, from one political movement to another, and then to almost 4 decades of single-child policy, there's no way Chinese women had 5 kids.
Indeed. I've talked about China quite a bit, obviously on the Tartaria Australia podcast. If you haven't seen that, go and check it out. I do it every week. There's a link below in the description. But yeah, there's no way mathematically that China's population is whatever it is, 1.23 billion people, because of the one-child policy. That was only stopped, I think it was less than 10 years ago, right? So it went for like 60 years or something. 1 child per couple. That will halve your population. It will more than halve your population in a generation, right? Like, so that is crazy talk that their population is increasing. And, not to mention, all the empty cities in China, like all this massive infrastructure is being built, but there's so many reports from people who've been there to say that there's no one there. It's empty. Well, interesting. And, again, I hope that's real. It, it looked kind of real. Didn't look too AI, but who knows what that looks like these days. But I mean, we're in the apocalypse, right? The great unveiling, and there is a lot of stuff coming to the surface. A lot of stuff is being revealed, found. So yeah, I mean, I hope it's real. Did you see the skull in the background? That looked pretty big, giant skull, maybe. And all the circuitry looking stuff, that funny, shape. It's the same as is on that sphere. I can't remember what it's called, but that metal sphere that they say is an alien object. And I've also seen it on a wall in Japan, I think, the same thing. But when I saw that, it reminded me of the glyphs. What are they called up in Peru? The Nazca Plain, the Nazca glyphs. It reminded me of the spider. The spider's just missing a few of the bits. So then I was wondering if someone's gone in and filled in some of those glyphs to change the meaning. I don't know, just a random thought, but interesting. What do you think? Because there are a few videos like this coming out. Like, do you think this is all real, or do you think it's another part of the show that we call reality?
All right, guys, breaking news. So, nuclear warheads are being moved to the front line of Europe and the Middle East. Threat escalation ladder through the roof. Now, America, inside sources from the Pentagon are saying that America is about to go back into full-scale war with the IRGC. Now, the IRGC have said that they are going to bomb the absolute shit out of the UAE's oil, gas, infrastructure, storage, pipelines, ports. They can and they will. But remember, the IRGC is a proxy army of Israel, and Israel is a proxy army of the off-world agenda, the secret societies and all the things. So it's just going up the pyramid. Now, ultimately, what is this about? It's a controlled demolition of our economy. Now, who loses in wars? We do, the people. We're the ones who always lose out. Our strong men go off and die, our economy gets destroyed, and even sanctions. When you put sanctions on a country, it just fucks up the everyday person. It destroys the middle class, it wipes people out. And they don't want a thriving middle class, because a thriving middle class is the lifeblood of every country and every economy. So that's part of the situation and part of the plan. Now, what does that mean? It means oil prices, gas prices through the roof. $13 a gallon if you're in America, okay? $4 to $5 a litre if you're here in Australia, okay? Now that is going to push people into electric cars. People are already jumping to electric cars already, which is a massive part of the plan, because all these new electric cars have the kill switch. So say 1 million people want to go to Canberra and protest and say, we don't want to go to war, we don't want lockdowns, we don't want this. There won't be enough charging stations, for one. And two, they'll just shut your electric car off. And Elon Musk already did that with the Tesla Starlink systems, and he turned off a lot of Teslas. So every single new car is manufactured with these cut-off switches, and they don't want people on petrol, because petrol is freedom. So you can fill up fuel tomorrow and you can drive around Australia. No carbon tax, no tracking, no laws about where you're going, what are you doing. So now, if you guys are thinking of traveling, go now. If you're going to go around Australia and go on a caravan and go for a trip and go for a trek, do it now. If you're going to fly around the world and go for some travel, go overseas, do it now, because we're going to see hundreds of thousands of cancellations of flights very soon, okay? And once this fuel price goes up, okay, the jet fuel will be too expensive, and that will be the end of travel for the middle class on planes. And that's always been a part of the system. They don't want you going overseas and checking out other cultures and seeing what's really going on and feeling the vibes and realizing that we're all kind of the same, we're all similar. So guys, time to unify, time to wake up, time to speak up. And if you like my content, push the button down there, repost it, like, share, tag, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye now.
Yeah, well, the war, right, that sort of seemed to dim and fade away, it's still going. I've seen a few things recently. Trump he posted a thing on Truth Social with Iran, basically with the American flag over it, right, in the country shape. So that, they're still trying to push this agenda thing, right? They're definitely trying to push the energy thing, right? That we're running out of oil again, right? Just like 50 years ago in the 70s, remember that? There was no oil left, but then they just found 50 years worth. But now we're there again, and the prices are going up again. They have stabilized in Australia, but it doesn't mean that they're not going to keep pushing this agenda. And the AI centers, they are taking up they're telling us that they take such stupid amounts of energy to run them that's a whole energy crisis in itself. But that'll be an interesting one when they try to play that one out, because will the people stand for losing their energy to an AI machine? Maybe that's what we need to wake up properly to get people on their feet again and out there reclaiming their freedom, shall we say. But it's an interesting one. But yeah, it might be a good time to travel, right? I mean, I think it's always a good time to travel. And I really just like the dog in that video.
This is a 1685 drawing, and there's so much going on in here. Stick with me on this one. There's a lot of symbolism, and it's crazy. All right, we're just going to go ahead and start with these two right here battling. Check out the sword. It's like a sword of fire or lightning. That's wild and crazy, but it gets better. Do you know what that symbol is right there? Comment if you know the symbol. I'll put it up here in just a moment what that symbol is. But before we go there, would you look at the fascists right there that they said was something different, but here you could see it being used as a weapon. I mean, it's clearly used as a weapon. You got the shield here. You got these two going at it with this guy right here with the wings on the head, right? Laying down. And then you got this Medusa looking chick, winged cherub. Look at the paws. Crazy looking. Again, lots going on. So you have this here. You had that going on here. And then let's just go over here. We got Mercury right here. All right. See with his winged feet. You got his little cipher there, or scepter there, and just hanging out. But who is this dude, chick, person with 5 breastises? Just kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. And then I don't know who this is in the background holding this up as well. And then you have your eagle or phoenix on top of that. That was interesting. There's more. You got all this in the back here, 1600s, all the Antiquitech on top. Kind of crazy. There's more. It keeps going. Then we have some type of symbolism happening here with this coat of arms. I tried looking it up. Something to do with St. Catherine and a few others. I'll add in what I find out as well as I do some more research. And you can see the crown here kind of looks like there's a castle on it, and then posts all the way around it. I counted 7. Then you have this hanging out here. See the little symbolism right there as well. You have this guy hanging out reading something. And then I go on this side over here. Got this person blindfolded with the scales. And then you got this one talking with the dude hanging out behind him with incense. And then look at these buildings. These buildings look like dirt got filled in on them, and they're not. I mean, check that out. And then you have this person right here opening up the door. And this building is huge, going all the way up. And if you see on the top of there, the 2 sides, which I say would be Janus, which Janus is Noah.
Janus is Noah. I'd never thought of that one before. Janus, obviously the two-faced god, looking forward and backwards. That's why January, right? Looking forward to the year ahead and backwards to the year that's been. But Noah, yeah, right? He bridged the worlds, we're told, right? He has in his little ark across the oceans. And yeah, from the pre-flood world to the post-flood world, forward and back. Yeah, interesting. But yeah, that was a pretty cool little image that he was looking at with the fasces and the flame sword and all this stuff. So, my question is, what's that depicting? Where is that picture from? What is it saying to us? I mean, to me, looks like the invasion. right? With all these weird, like the Medusa animals and the weird angel looking things. And obviously some of the gods were there. Yes, it was a Caduceus. That's what we call that thing that Mercury was holding. Mercury the messenger. Obviously the Caduceus is now in medicine. And yeah, let me know your thoughts on that. Do you have any more insights? Because to me it looks like the invasion, right, of weird beings that aren't us. And it looks like there was also a lot more ether energy in the air at that time, with the flaming swords and all this stuff. And I think that's what armor was about as well. There's something to do with being a Faraday cage, or maybe amplifying up ether energy so you can fight like Dragon Ball Z. I don't know. But yeah, what do you think? Let me know your thoughts on that and on every video that you've seen today. What do you think about it all? Did you enjoy it? If you did, please do give me a like, share this around, hype it up and all that good stuff. And make sure you subscribed, of course, and do leave me your comments. And, as always, this is just for entertainment, guys. Don't believe me. Don't believe anything on the videos. It's all about being autodidactic and coming to your own conclusions on all this. So please let me know what those conclusions are. And also, stay awesome, because you are. I'll talk to you on the next upload. Bye for now.
Oh, fuck off! Go again. That's it. Go.
Okay, jump. Poor hero. What the fuck?
Especially in a relationship. That's why I trust you, homie. No one can connect to it high quality.